Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to this edition of the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, we have sent Mike Kraft again. We're keeping him in that Missouri swing for a little while, and he's headed out to Valley Speedway at Grain Valley, Missouri for the USMTS races, and there's also a USRA B-Mod, the Ironman races that are going to be going on from Valley Speedway. The USMTS is always good racing.
Oh, they're very good racing. Those guys are competitive, and you know, we've had some NASCAR drivers jump in there and try to compete with those guys and find out it's not as easy as it sounds. Those guys are really tough.
Yeah, and the locals will of course have their hands full with the traveling series. Always enjoyed that as in both aspects of it. I always enjoyed it being part of the traveling series because you come in, you get to race a different track, see a different crowd, you get a chance to race with the locals, and you know, it's always fun. And the flip side of that is it's fun to be part of the locals because you know the track, you got your gear set up, you're just familiar with everything there. And then it's fun to have the traveling series come in because you always have those dreams that, hey, you know, I can go do that. I can go run with those guys. Well, you can get kind of a false sense if you run the one track, your own track that you know pretty good, because you know from having ran, as we ran the Outlaw late models, and you ran lots of other series like that too, that you can just kind of get that false sense of security until you actually get out there and run with the traveling series and run regular with them.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin, the guys in the traveling series, they'd better be quick learners because these guys that race that same track every week, they know when the track changes conditions, and they know the track left and right. So if you're a traveling guy coming to their track, you'd better have a quick curve for learning. Yeah,
and you shouldn't feel a bit shy about going over to them and saying, "What's the gear? What's the line? What do I need to know about the home track here?" Because most of those people are willing to share it. It's just many times you never go and you ask about it.
The most crucial question, I think, is does this track get dry slick, or is it going to stay tacky tonight, or is it going to be slick halfway through and then tighten up? And those are the kinds of things I want to know, because you can really be behind the eight ball if you don't get that part figured out.
Yeah, you can be, and you tell pretty quick when you start asking somebody from the locals about it, and you get that blank look. Then you know that you better ask around a little bit more, because the terminology just isn't something they're used to. And you know, there's always good racing at Valley Speedway in Missouri. Mike Kraft always does a good job. We're delighted to have him and the film crew there because he always does really good interviews. And one of the interviews that I'm going to be doing later is a young man that we'll see in the races today. And when I say young man, I mean a kid. This Trevor Hunt is 13 years of age, and he's been involved in racing for a number of years, and he's got family support. That kid's ran a lot of races this year. I was looking at his stats just a little bit ago, and he's had 56 starts. And he's in the B mods, and he's moved into the A mods. He's got 35 top fives, 11 wins, 43 top tens, and you know what those stats tell me about it. When you can get 43 top tens out of 56 starts, you're taking care of your equipment. You're respecting the competition, and you know what it takes to bring a car home. And then when you start looking at the number 35 top fives, that means he's not only doing all those things, but he's running with really good competition and consistently running with them, and he feels comfortable with it. And then you pick up 11 wins out of 56 starts. You're doing a really good job, and it doesn't matter if you're 35 or 53. Those are good numbers.
There's one factor you haven't pointed out, and I don't know this young man, haven't talked to him or met him, but there's one other factor, and that is somebody in that pit crew or one of his parents or somebody knows how to set that car up and what that car needs at every race. Because you and I both know, as A.J. Foyt said back in the 60s, anybody can drive a race car that handles, nobody can drive one that doesn't. Yeah. And that is one of his famous lines. I don't remember when, but obviously Trevor has somebody in his pit crew that knows how to set that car up and what that car needs.
Yeah, I think AJ told us that time when he spun out in front of us and brought out a yellow in the field, and and said about nobody can drive a car that doesn't handle.
I think that may have been it. And there may have been some other adjectives that AJ added to that sentence.
I kind of remember some of the adjectives,
Yeah,
and I think we heard them a little later when we crowded him off the track, and it was a few different words about our cars not handling or something I don't remember now. Didn't pay any attention to it. It was only AJ.
Well, he did have trouble with the NASCAR cars. Here's a guy that's used to racing 1,000-pound cars, you know, and they stick him in a 4,000-pound NASCAR, and the thing is like herding, what is it? What's that thing? Herding turtles, and he had a lot of trouble with that. So he went, and he did pretty well in some of the NASCAR races, but I don't think he really liked that style. He was more of the open-wheeled Indy cars and midgets and sprint cars and that kind of thing. But a lot of fun.
We were at Daytona on one occasion when he ran the. Let's see, they were at that time they were the 125s, and he led it for most of the race. Wound up second that day, and AJ was pretty happy down in the pits that day. But he did win. You know, now I might be wrong on this. I'm thinking he either won the Firecracker or the Daytona 500 in the NASCAR series, and always remembered about it because, you know, AJ was a stocky guy, muscular fella, and I always got the kick out of it because I remember that time when I think it wasn't Andretti. Who was the other open-wheeled guy that ran down Daytona that day, and he got towards the end of the race, and he went up and popped that inside wall, and he said, I was too tired to turn the wheel anymore. You remember who I'm talking about? I don't remember. It wasn't Andretti.
No.
But it was one of the open-wheeled guys, and his power steering had quit on him, and he wasn't a very big guy. It was I don't remember his name right now. We'll look it up. I'll try and get it to you a little bit later in the show. But anyway, stay tuned because we're headed out to Valley Speedway, catch up with Mike Kraft and the crew, and you're going to see some really good US MTS racing series. Thanks for watching. Let's head out to Valley Speedway for the US MTS heat races.
Well, welcome everybody, and it's another GRS show, and we are going to be here tonight at Valley Speedway in Green Valley, Missouri. And boy, we have got the hot guys from the modified division. We have got the US MTS, and you can see we are right here by Kelly Shyrock. Looks like they're doing just a little bit of work on the car. Both him and one of the pit guys underneath. Don't get to see that too often. Still in street clothes, trying to get that thing going. Look up here. What do we got? What is old Kelly Shyrock running now? It's a Roush Yates motor. Well, a lot of people seem to be going to them. It's pretty popular. Let's move on down the way here. Don't know that I'm going to know all of them, but we'll see what we can do. Local guy, there's Shad Matter. Coming down here for one of the USRA V-Mods, and that's the young man Trevor Hunt. And I believe he is still leading the points division for the USRA. Sorry, I really do not know all these guys. Terry Phillips. Mark and Matt Dodson, but we only got one car rolled out of the trailer. So that may be it. That's going to be most of the cars that are going to be here tonight for the USMTS show here at Valley Speedway in Green Valley, Missouri.
Look at this, Shryock sticking the nose up underneath Phillips. As they come off of turn 4 again, we're back racing. That looked good. Let's see how it turns off of turn 2. Shryock will scoot inside of Hana. For second is Terry Phillips. Says, I'm out of here. See ya. Here comes Roland now, looking inside of Hana for the number 3 spot. They are just plain flat out storming around here at Valley Speedway. Heat number 1 of 3 for these Touring Series drivers here tonight on this Thursday night get-together. You can just hear these motors just pull down the moisture when they come off the corners, pulling these engines. And the motor said, let's go. The rear end said, I don't want to. Phillips continues to lead. Shryock right there now with him in car 3. Al Hana third. Here comes the 20S car. That's Stormy Scott out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, going past Ryan Reuter, and now he's got to go to the boss. That's a team owner directly ahead. See if you want to take him out of the picture. How bad are they after it? Hit it on rolling it forward. Stormy Scott. Don't think you got double vision, as they are teammate cars again, hit it on in heat race number 1. Brian Rowland taking a look inside of the A train, Al Hana. That won't fly. White flag, we've got 1 to go. Terry Phillips, Kelly Schrock go 1-2. The battle now for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Hana trying to hang on. Oh, he's sideways. They had him in his sights, and they come off of turn 4. Hana will hang on for 3rd. Brian Rowland will finish 4th. And Stormy Scott rounding out the top 5 is Terry Phillips. Again, that Andy's frozen. And 8 number 2 again brought to you by the good folks at Hooker Harness, the most well-known and respected producer. And again, for seat belts, shoulder harness equipment for many of our USMTS drivers, check them out. Again, to keep them safe, more than any other brand, check them out at hookerharness.com. And don't worry, you won't get... Trust me, Alan's already looking like, uh-oh, what's that? Yeah, you guys can feel free to go home, and honey, I'm going to look up harness.com. Why wouldn't you? Here we go. Austin Siebert brings him around off of turn 4. Randy Timms right there looking at his inside. 3 wide down to turn 1. Randy Timms 1. And here comes Jason Cummins at 71. But this 19 car looking very strong. Hit it on as well. Tony Osborne out of Oklahoma City getting freight trained now. Gustin is up to number 3 spot. And there goes Tony down the infield. See ya. He'll pull back on the speedway. Tuesday Green. John Allen right side off. Up. On that 98 car is Randy Timms, your leader. Austin Siebert, the number 2 spot. The Reaper in car 19. Why save anything? Why doesn't the kid try? Look at him inside of Siebert. Get out of here. John Allen with issues. And he will leave the track. Here comes Jason Cummins now. Car 71. That Cheetos machine. Looking inside of our pole sitter here tonight. Let's just not keep an eye on that 19 car. I don't think he's... Look at him rip around at Valley Speedway. Randy Timms out of Wheatland, Oklahoma leads the Reaper. Marshalltown, Iowa. Austin Siebert, our pole sitter, runs in third. L&DA. Car number 71, Jason Cummins. Derek Ramirez in fourth. Corey Drips in. As we come to the white flag, we've got one more to go. Gustin up on it, but Randy Timms drives into turn 3. That Pilot Truck Center's car number 5 will bring him the line and win heat number 2. So full of action all the way through here tonight in our hooker harness heat number 2 of competition for our USMTS. Again, Casey's General Store powered by Swan Energy is Randy Timms your winner. This goes to Ryan Gustin in a 19R, and third place again we'll go to our pole sitter in a Kenny's Tile, car 16, Austin Siebert. On tap here tonight, again brought to you by iBox Springs, industry leader. Suspension components for these drivers, and on the pool we'll find from Oak Grove, Missouri. It's a Blue Springs truck line. Again, 73B, Shad Batter to the inside. He'll be on the pole for heat number 3. Jason Hughes out of Watts, Oklahoma. The Hanson Tire Service number 12 starts alongside. In row 2 from Waukee, Iowa, it's a Hilsebeck Farms 22D of Dan Hilsebeck. Outside from New the Casey's General Store, Pro-Line Buildings. That is now the Hughes chassis. Again, Sputz powered, it's a Z-Man, Zach Vanderbeek. Looking at the outside from El Paso, Texas, we'll find Christy Georges in a Barnett Harley-Davidson 44 with Rick Beebe out of Shawnee, Kansas in the 22B. And again, looking at row 4, Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas in the Kinrad Swan Energy. Again, car number 20 with Johnny Scott out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. In the ST car in the final spot here tonight, it'll be the Slap Energy. Car 186, Jeremy Payne in the Brian Birch towards Davis GR Phillips. Well, we'll see how many sparks we can get to fly here tonight in our iBox Springs heat number 3. Shad, Jason, that's 73 car. Ladies, if you want to pull for someone, again, making the pull all the way from El Paso, Texas. Yeah. Christy Georges, that 44 car, that MSD ignition, GRT chassis. We'll see what she does with these gentlemen here tonight. Heat number 3 of competition here at Valley Speedway. Nine cars, 8 laps, our third and final heat race here tonight. Into turn 3, Shad sets a nice pace. Jason Hughes follows him off at turn 4, and we're underway. Shad will take the early lead. Jason Hughes says, if this thing sticks, I'm going right past. Well, he's up alongside. He's inside. It don't stick. It scoots up the hill. He'll run second. Zach Vanderbeek up to third. Dan Hilsebeck in fourth. Johnny Scott looking alongside of Rick Beebe for the top 5 as they come off of turn 4. Definitely got the power put down here tonight. You can see these motors just lugging down the boulevard as Shad Batter continues to show the way out of Oak Grove, Missouri. Well, there goes Rick Beebe. He's down in turn 2, and we are under caution. Johnny's got the 1ST car. As the dust settles, they get tangled up in turn 2, and we'll throw the caution flag for the first time here tonight in our iBox Springs heat number 3. So Kimmy's still got 54. It's still got USRA Modifieds. How much more fun could you have? I mean to tell you, right here, unless you come to Humboldt Speedway and see us, be right here. And we're ready to go back racing. Again, a lead. Who's in second? Vanderbeek. Oh my! Did he get a drive off at turn 2, but has to use a little brake? And when he does, here comes Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas. Again, that huge chance with Dan Hilsebeck. Let's not count him out of the picture. The 22D, the top 5 with Payne and Johnny Scott now coming back into 1ST. Jason Hughes, Zach Vanderbeek, 1, 2, 3. The race now for 4th. Rodney Sanders trying to hang on in car 20s. Here we go. Hilsebeck, Johnny Scott now going upstairs. Johnny Scott up, away, and well, gone. And that's Bad Dog, No Biscuit. That won't get you forward. But forward is Chad Batter with Jason Hughes. And again, the 20Z of Zach Vanderbeek rounding out the top 3. And congratulations, Chad Batter. Nice run for that 73B car tonight. Jason Hughes from the front row will finish second. And Zach Vanderbeek rounding out the top 3. And that will bring us...
Welcome back.
2 rows in our 12-lap B feature.
Again, don't forget to join us again this weekend. As we have talked about all night, it's Monsters in the Valley, the Monster Truck Show here Friday and Saturday night. Gates open at 6 o'clock, pit party from 6 to 7. Here we go.
All righty. Buddy making the call, and we're green flag racing. Easy does it. Rick Beebe leads it down the back straightaway. Payne and Slap Energy. Car 186 to second. Dotson in third as they come for lap number 1. Ryan Reuter takes an exit. The 555 car. The triple nickel out of Kanawha. And we've got a battle for the lead. Jeremy Payne puts a slide job move on Beatty in the 22B. Dotson, that Tri-Rivers logging. Car 88D now out of Clark, Missouri. Trying to pull forward as he sits in third. Fourth place, again, you see Kate Dillard out of Rolling, Louisiana, in car number 97. You can see these cars when they go down the back straightaway, just like a wheel hop. Just banging the suspension, working these motors over. As BB trying to keep pace now with Jeremy Payne in the 186. You see the 22B, our pole sitter Rick Beebe. Matt Dotson in third. And come Dillard. Farther back we look to see Hayden Phillips in 98. Here comes the 90 machine now. Trying to make a move up through. Terry Schultz looking. No, boy. He and Johnny Scott almost make contact. John Allen directly behind in car number 98. There's Christy Georges in the 44. At the tail of the field again, Tony Osborne out of Oklahoma City. Payne and Beebe pull leader, and that 186 car out of Springfield as we've come to the white flag. 1 to go. Checker flag flies here tonight. As again, you see smoke now out of the back end of Tony Osborne's 19T, and that ain't a good sign. Jeremy Payne, again, will pick up the win out of Springfield. Rick Beebe, the 22B car, comes in number 2 spot, followed up by the 88D of Matt Dodson. Right here at Valley Speedway, just short the 10 o'clock hour. We'll get you out here at a decent time. And please remember, again, when you're headed out, please drive home safely. If you've had plenty of the high-octane juice, please have a designated driver. And again, please be patient when leaving here this evening. All right, here we go. 2x2, Kelly Schreihock, 9-time national champion out of Fertile, Iowa, on the pole, alongside Randy Timms out of Wheatland, Oklahoma. The Western Flyer Express pilot, the Reaper, right behind Schreihock, your defending national champion. Don't think he might not get up on the wheel. $3 grand to win here tonight. Yep, TP, Terry Phillips. Lurking back there outside of row 3. Shad Better. Wouldn't this be something to put on the resume? The 73 car. Hey, I ain't counting anybody out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we come to see. A-Main Feature going green. Down to turn 1. Good. Straight away, yeah. Schreihock will lead him into turn 3. Alongside, here comes Gustin, and he'll lead lap number 1. Well, that took a long time. Gustin took almost 3/4 of a lap to get out in the lead, and our first caution flag flies as we've got one stacked up. The 20R car, Brian Rowland, and yep, the Rowland camp with one around, and he will go to the back of the field now. Brian Rowland and the Roadrunner Trucking, Blue Sage Estates, New Vision Graphics, Hughes Chassis, Pro Power. Again, he will go to the back as we have one completed. All right, back underway. Here we go. Look at this action here tonight. Restart, and where you want to go. Shad Batter looking good. That 73 car. Schreihock in second. Batter third. Timms is fourth. And right now, Zach Vanderbeek, that 20Z car, having to catch it with Terry Phillips now. TP now into fifth. Opens up the advantage. Oh, Jason Cummins just about jumped the cushion. As we stay green, the Reaper leading again here tonight as the battle continues for that number 4, 5, and 6 spot. Vanderbeek will move past Stormy Scott with Rodney Sanders. Here he comes now, charging back to the inside. The Storm, Stormy Scott out of Las Cruces. Rodney Sanders upstairs continues with the momentum. Here comes Jason Hughes now. Car 12. Good battle. Farther back is Randy Timms now. Battle with Terry Phillips. For the number 4 spot, Randy Timms inside. Terry Phillips on the outside in the 75. Thing that is going to stop him is a motor explosion or lap cars, and he is now there. Coming up on Christy George's. dispose of her like throwing stuff down the disposal. Then in, out, gone. See ya. Here comes your leader, the Reaper. Now goes past Peyton Phillips. Track in second. Banner. Timms and his 75 of Terry Phillips battle for third. What a race there. 73.5, 75. Oh boy. Randy Timms will put the slide job move, and he'll now come to third. Al Hayda off track, car number 7, as we say green flag racing. Wow, what a job here tonight by these drivers, as they are 2-3 wide yet. And down the back straightaway, track in second. And we've come to lap 13, and let's take a breath. So Christy Georgia's trying to get off the speedway, and she comes to a halt in the 44 car out of El Paso, Texas. And we are under caution again here tonight on lap number 12. So our second caution flag flies of our 40-lap event here tonight. And as we said, that is about the only way you're going to stop him is if you put a plow on him. I think
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show, Night at the Track.
Pull a 3-section, 3-bottom plow and probably still win it. Gustin, Shryock, Timms, here's Phillips now, Batter. Then you see Vanderbeek, Rodney Sanders. Then you see your current point leader, but again, this could be shook up here tonight when it's all said and done. Stormy Scott. There is Jason Hughes in car 12 as a 71. Jason Cummins out of New Richland pulls down, New Richland, Minnesota, and having a talk to official again here tonight on lap number 12. Alrighty, here we go. We've got a long ways to go to get this one finished, and we're back underway. Randy Timms, sideways, checks up, here comes Banner. Boy, the boys were getting on the brake pedal there as a Reaper checking back out. Terry Phillips down the number 4 spot, Chad Banner back to 4th. Here comes Sanders. Colonel Sanders in car number 20 out of Happy, Texas. Looking inside, that's 73 of Chad Banner. Jason Hughes, Zach Vanderbeek. Then you see Stormy Scott in a 20S and the 31 car of Corey Drips. Gustin just about drives out the parking lot. The 19 car is close to losing the handle. And Shryock will jump the cushion. Timms will make him pay the price. Timms down in second. Shryock back to third. 4th place, Chad Banner. Come on back. Oh boy. Well, when it goes, it just plain bites you. Timms in second. Shryock now battling with Terry Phillips for the number 3 spot. Keep an eye on there. As those two, well, let's just say they're not going to spend Christmas together. Halfway next time around, 20 down, 20 laps to go. As it's a log jam as they come past the flag stand. Siebert pulls the Kenny's tile 16 to the infield as we see green flag racing. The Reaper once again heads down to turn 3 and he'll look off at turn 4 and dead full of traffic. Well, as he was coming into heavy traffic. Again, 3 wide. Looks like we got another drive shaft. And it looks to be off the 16 car, possibly of Austin Siebert. At 21 laps completed, 19 remain, and just as it is, for the 19 car, your leader, with Randy Timms in second, Kelly Schrock is third. Then you see the 75 car of Terry Phillips, Rodney Sanders in car number 20. Again, out of Happy, Texas, coming up through the field nicely here tonight. Again, started 9th on the field, and he now sits the top 5. Yeah, hey, we got 19 to go. This shouldn't take long. We're ready to go back racing. Randy Timms last time had that car sideways on the restart. Got a better handle on it this time. And we'll see if anybody can keep pace for this 19 car year leader. Shryock continues to hang on to third in car 3. Phillips in 4th. Sanders sits in 5th. Stormy Scott again. He is up, over, and gone, and pulls back on, and he'll lose 5, 6, 7 positions. Here tonight, your current point leader in the hunt for the national championship. Jason Hughes alongside of Rodney Sanders. Gotta go. Sanders now coming back to the inside. Gets a drive off of turn 2. Look at that battle for the top 5. Terry Phillips, while all this is going on, is cleared Kelly Shryock. And he runs in 3rd. 4th place is Kelly Shryock. Jason Hughes now into 5th. As here comes Johnny Scott in a 1ST car. And alongside, you now find Johnny Scott in a 1ST and Zach Vanderbeek in a 20Z. Corey drips. Here comes Derek Ramirez. Here comes Scott. Laps continue to click off here tonight. A main feature, as you see your leader coming down the boulevard. Gustin, Randy Timms in second, Terry Phillips in third. The race now for fourth. The 2 chassis builders, Jason Hughes in 12 and Kelly Schrock in car 3. And Hughes side by side, wheel to wheel. You couldn't ask for more in this action. Here's see it here tonight, and look at these drivers come off of turn number 4. Remaining as he comes up now on the outside of Dan Hilsebeck, the 22D. Randy Timms in second, Phillips remains third, Shryock in 4th, and Jason Hughes rounding out your top 5. Get it on as your leader. Again, barrels down into turn number 1. In a different world here this evening is car 19, Ryan Gustin. such a good run. The 73 car pulled to the infield, and his night is complete here at Valley Speedway. Turn up here. Well, just as we thought this one is going to finish up, guess what? Think again. We've got the caution flag out. We've got one sitting between turns 1 and 2. And I believe that will be either Brian Rowland or Stormy Scott. Think again. We've got the caution flag out. We've got one sitting between turns 1 and 2. And I believe that will be either Brian Rowland or Stormy Scott, the way it's looking. What a good run we've had here tonight. Again, for Randy Timms, Terry Phillips, Kelly Schrock, and Jason Hughes have been battling that top 5, and now Sanders with Johnny Scott. There is Zach Vanderbeek, the 20Z car. Johnny Scott, the 1ST, as it will be 3 laps remaining when they come back around to get to start in this one here at Valley Speedway again this Friday night. You're of course invited to the pits afterwards. Have a talk with your favorite driver, get an autograph, maybe a beverage. No private vehicles allowed, but if you got legs, get them out there, walk them in. Here we go. Terry Phillips on the outside of Randy Timms. Phillips sideways as he gathers that GRT Hadfield horsepower. Can he run down the Reaper? He is gone. Gustin leads. Phillips in second. Randy Timms in third. Their battle for 4th and 5th now. They move Shryock out of the way. Jason Hughes now and Johnny Scott in a 1ST. My goodness, how things change. But up front, it's no different. Ditto, put him in. Gustin will win it. Phillips, Timms, Hughes, and Scott finish the top 5. So the top 5 cars, USMTS, they'll head to the scales. They'll come back down to the track here. We'll get some interviews with Lon here with your USMTS.
The winner of the USMTS race here tonight at Valley Speedway, Ryan Gustin. Ryan, first off, man, that thing really looked rough out there. I mean, I was close to 1 and 2, and I seen you go through there. It looked like you were shaking all over.
Oh, it was terrible rough. I wish we had a little smoother racetrack to work with there, but I guess it's the same for everybody. But all in all, it worked out. We had a great car tonight. It seems with this car here, no matter if it's heavy, rough, slick, whatever, it goes for some reason. I don't know why.
It seemed like to me also on either end, you couldn't really depend upon the cushion, because I've seen you sometimes, man, you ran in there real hard, and, ooh, boy, almost over.
Once we got a few laps in, without no yellows, I try to slow down a little bit and square the car off. But, man, when you're taking the green off a restart, somebody go in there and put a slide job on you or something, so you got to sail her off in there and hope for the best.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. First off, Roger, congratulations goes out to Mike Kraft and the film crew at the Valley Speedway. Always a good job.
Perfect, and here's a guy that really likes what he's doing, but I can't help but think he's looking forward to cold weather so that he can take a break. I'm sure his wife is.
Yeah, I'm sure she is, because we have worked him and his crew very hard. But congratulations to Ryan Gustin for winning the USMTS A feature, and he did a fantastic job. Up next, when we come back for break, we're going to take a look at at Trevor Hunt. 13-year-old Trevor Hunt is going to be running in the Ironman B mod, and it'll be the A feature for their event. So stay with us. We'll be right back. I'm Doug Thompson. Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. Like I told you earlier before we got to this particular segment, we're going to have a special guest today, and it's Trevor Hunt. Trevor's 13 years of age, runs in the Modified Series. Man, he's having some great success. And this portion of the segment, we had to wait till Trevor got out of school. So, Trevor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I appreciate you taking time to visit with us. You are an interesting young man. I've seen several of the interviews that you've done with Mike Kraft. from the Grassroots Racing Show that he's been at certain tracks. And we just finished, or we will be watching, I guess, we'll be watching that USRA Series race, the Ironman B-Mod from Valley Speedway at Grain Valley. And I know that I hate to give it away to the fans, but I'm going to go ahead and do so. You started clear at the back, worked your way up pretty well, and it looked like on the film to me you finished 4th, but they actually scored you at 5th. Did I get it right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Trevor, tell me a little about yourself. You're 13?
Yes, I am 13 years old. I'm in the 8th grade. I've been racing for about 8 years now. I started racing go-karts when I was 5 years old. Moved up to micro sprints when I was 10 years old. And last year, I raced out on the West Coast. I raced a pavement and dirt midget for the Ron Sutton's Winter Circle. And at the beginning of this year, I started running a B-Mod, and now we have an A-Mod, and hope to be running the USMTS series next year.
Full time?
Yes.
Okay. You obviously must have some family support. Who helps you on this?
My mom and my dad both are very, very supportive of my racing. Obviously, without them, I wouldn't be doing this. One of their things that they've always had with me, if I get a C on a report card, I can't race. So it's always been a pretty cool incentive to keep my grades up.
Have you?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's good. Where do you go to school at?
I go to school in Kearney, Missouri.
Okay. And what's the name of the school?
I go to the Kearney Junior High.
Okay. What do your classmates think about this?
You know, I think a lot of them don't quite understand what I do, but I do have a couple friends that I've taken out to a racetrack, and they've seen me race, and they know what I do, and it's pretty cool just to have somebody walk up to me and say, "Hey, what do you do?" And then one of my friends steps in and they say what I do.
Yeah. What about other school activities? You play any sports?
You know, I try to as much as I can, but with racing during the season, it gets so busy that it doesn't allow very much time for me to do anything other than racing.
No. When you're doing it at the level you are, there's very little time to do other sports, and you've started at a young age. You may or may not know this, but we're filming this today at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum, and here at the Auto Racing Museum, I've got some pictures of Jeff Gordon when he was 13 and 14 racing in the sprint cars at Belleville High Banks. And so I understand that. I know Jeff Gordon's story. I've met him several times, and you know, your path is kind of mirroring his. Is that intentionally?
You know, I actually didn't even know that, actually. That's
really
pretty neat.
Yeah. What's your plan? Where are you headed with all this?
Right now we are getting some funding put together. We hope to be able to run the USMTS series full-time next year in a GRT modified, A modified. From there, I'm not really quite sure where we're going to head, but this year we're just trying to have some fun. It looks like our season's going to be wrapping up pretty soon, and I think our last race is going to be down in Texas. And I believe that's where we'll start back up next year, around February or March. I'm not quite sure the schedule yet.
Wow, that's aggressive. Do you hope to do the stock car racing or some form of racing for a career?
Yes, the ultimate goal right now is to get to NASCAR. But as you and I both know, that takes a little time and probably a little money, too. Yeah,
it's an expensive sport, and the travel is expensive. It's obvious you have the family support, and that's certainly what it takes. Let me see if these stats, if I've got this right, because I was bragging on you earlier. So far for 2012, 56 starts, 11 wins, 35 top fives, and 43 top tens. Is that accurate?
Yes it is.
Yeah. You know, of course, being a racer too, I can understand when you finishing in the top 10 in 43 of 56 races, that means you and your pit crew are doing a really good job. Who's on your pit crew?
We began the year with just myself, Dad, and Mom. But now we have also picked up a little help. We have Tim Setzer has started helping us with the A-Mod, as well as Tommy McCoy and J.D. Chappell.
Well, they're doing a fantastic job. Who sets the chassis? Do you and your dad work on that? Decide how to set it, or does your dad primarily handle that?
At home, I do most of my maintenance, and when we're at the track, Dad and I will usually work together with what adjustment we want to make, and he'll usually make it.
Man, that's amazing. The modifieds, how big of a change for what you were racing?
Huge change. Going from the midget to the modified, probably around 100 horsepower to 400 in the B-Mod to probably around 600 in the A-Mod. Going from a 1,000-pound car to a 2,000-pound car was a huge difference. So that took a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, I can imagine that it would. Trevor, I can tell you this, that, of course, like I said, we helped Clint Boyer some. We're helping a young man, Jeremy Petty, who's going to be running in the Truck Series or the Nationwide, I'm not sure, this weekend coming up, next weekend in Kansas. So we're helping him too, but I can tell you, I watched some of the film footage of you, and Trevor, you are very smooth, very accomplished out on that racetrack, and you certainly drive more like a veteran than a 13-year-old, and I think you're going to have a wonderful career in racing, and I'm looking forward to following you with it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Trevor, you take care. It's been good talking to you. Thank you, Trevor. We've been visiting with Trevor Hunt, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show.
Look who's back. Higley. Here comes Mikey. Three. Forget it. Put a stamp on him. From the tip to fifth in a 99H. But he's got a long ways. Jake Ebert in second. Lap traffic dead ahead for the... Where are you going to go? Says, I'd like to go here. No, not yet. I'm not ready to give up second. That's the battle fight. Brad Smith is to run away down the front straightaway, your leader. Where are you going to go? Right there. Jake Ebert, Mike Higley. Trevor Hunt now in fourth in 99 car, just entering turn 3. Continues for the number 2 spot. Your leader, again down off of turn 2. Jake Ebert in second. Mike Higley is third. Then comes on the 99 car, winging past more lap traffic. The boys are starting to saw the wheel a little bit. I think they have to. Yeah. Somebody's going to get the whole front end sawed off and keep this up. Again. Well, they just keep using on each other, leaning on each other. inside. Jake Ebert to 94 as they go to turn 1. Is there room this time? Got it. Mike Higley, nice move. The 11 car, now the number 2. Jake Ebert back to 3rd, and Trevor Hunt remains in 4th. White flag coming up to the field here tonight. And Brad Smith, car number 99, bring him to the line and he will win our A main feature. One more lap to go. Look out. Contact again. Higley and Ebert. What are they paying to win this? Life. They're driving like a season championship night. And there's Brad Smith, your winner. Second will go to Mike Higley. Jake Ebert hasn't got a piece left. It isn't dangling. And look who's back to finish 4th. Trevor Hunt. And you give another 5 laps, I'm not sure he wouldn't have got the second. My goodness. What a feature we saw here tonight. As Brad Smith out of Belton, Missouri in car number 99 winning our feature. And what a job by all these drivers. 20.
Kenny Stow and his Cheetah chassis here tonight at Valley Speedway. Granite Works on the front end of the car. Congratulations. I've interviewed you many times down on the track, but congratulations. There's a tough field out there tonight.
Oh yeah, it's always tough out here. This track's small, it's real tacky tonight, so man, I drove the wheels off of it. I'm sorry, Mike Higley, I didn't mean to put you in the wall up here. I thought I had him cleared, but man, he's got that crate, and I forgot it's gonna come in on down the straightaway. Man, I'm sorry about that, but other than that, man, we won.
All right, you want to thank anybody helping you out with the car this year?
Oh yeah, first of all, foremost, Kenny's Tile, my sponsorship. They brought me out here tonight. We're going to Humboldt tomorrow night. Dave Plummer, Plumbing, etc. My Uncle Troll, my wife, my kids are back here on the front back stretch. My dad, my father-in-law, everybody else.
There's
I
more to
forgot.
come,
I'm
so
sorry.
don't go away. We'll be right back.
Out of Kansas City. Outside of him, Joel Huggins in the X50 car out of Boone, Iowa. Row number 2 on the inside, the 6 car out of Pleasant Hill, Iowa. That's Mike Morrill. Outside of him, looking pretty strong here the last couple of weeks, the 03 car of Steven Spees out of Belton. Inside of row 3, it'll be the 98 car of Jeff Rafferty out of Hullsville. Dylan Rafferty in the 46. Outside of him, in row number 3, it'll be Justin Rafferty, row number 4 in the 75 car. Outside of him, Kelly Bergstrom, Edwardsville in the 88 machine with Mike Geilinger, row number 5 in the 8M. Tony Kerr will be in the 60 car in row number 5. Row number 6, Brad Taylor in the 23 out of Olathe. Michael Rafferty, feature winner last week. And then row number 7 in the 14 car tonight, Lauren Bergstrom, her first night out in that car. Lauren Bergstrom in the 14 here tonight. I understand $1 for your Pizzidio's Pizza. Just $1 for your Pizzidio's Pizza while the pizza lasts. So head on down to the track. Now take your hands, take your hats, your programs, whatever you got. Let's give them a wave as they come by. It's your Midwest Mod Lights. All right, fans, on the backside, let's give them a wave. It's a come by. It's your Midwest Mod Lights. All right, the front row is set. Here we go with Dylan Rafferty, Joel Huggins as they come around turn number 4. Here we go. David Rafferty dives down in turn number 1. Huggins to the high side as they come up through that quick lane back chute on the backside. Looks like a problem for Huggins as he goes and stops up here in turn number 4. Tough break for Joel Huggins. Right off the start, he pulled off after his heat race tonight as well. So tough break for Joel Huggins. He makes the drive down all the way from Iowa to come out and race with us tonight. Joel Huggins out of Boone, Iowa. Huggins Farm and ADA Moving, so tough break for him as he finishes up early here tonight in our second feature of the night with your Midwest Mod Lights. Turn number 4, 1 lap down. Here they go with your Midwest Mod Lights. All right, they go into turn 4 through the quick lane back chute. Mike Morrill takes the lead as he comes through turn number 4. Morrill with the lead as he comes down through turns 1 and 2. Dylan and David Rafferty side by side through the quick lane back chute to the backside. Steven Spees up into that third spot. Jeff Rafferty, that's your top 5 right now, just 2 laps down. So Morrill, David, Dylan Rafferty, Steven Spees, Jeff Rafferty. Now Michael Rafferty gets loose in turns 1 and 2 as he slows down through that quick lane back chute one more time. Spins again in turn number 2. Here's the 8M, Mike Geilinger. Mike Geilinger, the 8M, as he spins out here in turn 2. David Rafferty, Dylan Rafferty, Steven Spees, Jeff Rafferty, top 5. 3 laps down. Here we go with your Midwest Mod Lights. Morrill goes through the quick lane back chute as he takes the quick lead. Michael Rafferty now moving up into the top 5 as he gets by Jeff Rafferty in the 98 machine. Here comes Dad. That's right. That's David Rafferty down on the low side. Dylan on the high side as David gets loose. Oh, he gets loose and drops back 5, 6, 7 spots there. So tough break for David Rafferty, your points leader, as he slips back. So Morrill, David Rafferty, Steven Spees, Michael, Dylan spinning out low down in turn number 2 as he drops back a number of spots back to 7th. So Mike Morrill, David Rafferty, Steven Spees now takes that 3rd spot away. Michael Rafferty top 4 now. Here comes Dylan fighting his way back into the top 5 as they go across here. It'll be halfway next time, halfway on your 15-lap A main event for your Midwest Mod Lights. So Morrill, David Rafferty, Spees, Michael Rafferty, and Dylan Rafferty are top 5. Jeff Rafferty in 6th, Justin in 7th. But walking away right now, Mike Morrill. Mike Morrill as he comes around turn number 4 on lap 9 here. Your points leader, David Rafferty, in the 2nd spot. Steven Spees, he's found the handling in that car up in 3rd. Michael Rafferty 4th, Dylan 5th, Justin 6th, Jeff Rafferty 7th, and Kelly Bergstrom in the 88 is your 8th place car right now. So as they come across on lap 10, 5 to go, just 5 laps to complete. Morrill comes out of turns number 4 on lap 11. Looks like he has a solid lead going into the turn 2. Now Steven Spees gets high as he almost goes up into the wall. No! Here comes Dylan Rafferty as he takes 2 spots away. He moves up. Now he moves up into that 4th spot. Steven Spees gets loose. Now Dylan Rafferty up to 3rd. Michael in 4th and Spees in 5th. He slipped up there in turn 1 and 2. Got into the high side. White flag will come out next time across. Keep an eye on this 6 car, your race leader right now. This would be his first feature win here at Valley Speedway as we get through some lap traffic. David Rafferty down to the low side. Looks like he will not have a chance, Dylan, but keep an eye on that 4th place spot with Spees and Michael Rafferty. Justin and Jeff Rafferty, give him a hand as he comes out of 4. It's Mike Morrill, David, Dylan Rafferty, Michael Rafferty, Steven Spees, Justin Rafferty, and Jeff Rafferty, your top 7 cars. Kelly Bergstrom in 8th, Tony Kerr 9th, Mike Geilinger 10th, Lauren Bergstrom in 11th, Brad Taylor 12th, and Joel Huggins off the track. So give him a hand as he comes back around. Good run on the track. Anybody you want to help say thanks for helping out with your car?
Well, I see the X50 had trouble. I towed down with him tonight.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm still Doug Thompson, and this is still my brother, co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, we've seen some fantastic racing from Valley Speedway with the USMTS Series, and that was a great race that Trevor Hunt, he didn't win it, but he finished, it looked like to me on the film that he finished fourth, but in reality he turned out to be a fifth-place finisher, but he started dead last in that field, and you know, for a kid that's 13 years of age, man, that's that kid can have a future in this sport.
Not only that, but he's well versed, and I enjoyed the interview that you had with him. What a nice guy. He really is.
Yeah, he is, and he's got the family support, and it reminds me of back when Clint Boyer, when he was about 3 years older than what Trevor is, came to see me, and we talked about how to get into the NASCAR series, and it wasn't anything that I did to help. I just told him the same thing that I saw, and it'll be the same thing that Trevor will find, is that you get into the sport, you've got the family support behind you, and he obviously does. His dad's really involved, so is his mom, and they're spending a lot of time on traveling from track to track with Trevor, and they're cultivating a relationship with people who will give him a chance to get a ride in other events, and he's moving forward from where he started, got into the B mods and became a consistent winner there, moved into the A mods, and following that theory that I think both of us would subscribe to if we had kids who were involved in this, and that would be as soon as you get proficient at it, move up, keep moving up in the series.
Exactly, and what I like about it is it's easy to travel when you're having the good fortune and the finishes that Trevor's having right now, and we wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, we sure do. It'll be fun to follow his career. Well, you've been watching the Grassroots Racing Show and Night at the Track. Hope you've enjoyed it. Watch us next week because we're going to have some great racing for you then too.